Hi guys, in this video we are going to see if we already have a schema markup, then how we can integrate that schema markup into our plugin. So this is a simple markup that is provided by one of our friends. So let's just copy this markup and let's see how it looks on the Google test. So let's just paste this snippet and run the test. So Google has identified it as a HowTo schema, as you can see. So what we are going to do is that we are going to add this schema item and create this schema item using our plugin. So let's head back to our dashboard, and as per our process flow, we are going to add the schema. So first step was to create a schema. The second step was to create in this assign this schema in the settings, and the third one is to add that schema on the page. So let's create a page as well. Right now we don't have any page that we can use, so let's add a new one. So this is our test page, and let's just simply publish this page, and let's view the page, and let's test its schema as well. Right now it shouldn't be any schema, it's just each entry which is added by 2020 theme. So we don't have any schema for our page. So let's get back to our process flow. So we are going to start with step 1, that is to create schema. So let's just add a schema. For simplicity, I am not going to name it HowTo, and instead I am going to show you sample of existing schema, so that you can understand that this title has nothing to do with the actual schema type. So we are going to select this HowTo schema. Why HowTo? Because this is what we are going to add, remember. So that's it. Let's just publish this, and I just want to reiterate the steps as well. So in the settings, if we go to the post type, into the pages, we are going to assign this schema, sample of existing schema, to our pages, right? So let's just save this, and now we will go back and reload the page, and if we click on it, so this is our sample of existing schema. Let's just assign it. This is our step 3, and let's just update it. Till this step there is no schema added. So if we just reload, there is no HowTo schema added to the page. But if we just go back and just add one property, let's say its name. So what was the name of the schema? So it was just build a fort. You know, I'm using Firefox to show what we are building. So let's get back to our main, and let's just paste its value. Its name is build a fort, and as a label it's my name. So I am also going to prefix it with my name, so that you can know that its property ID has nothing to do with label. So let's just update this. So what is happening here is that this name property is added to HowTo schema, and this HowTo schema is already assigned our page. So let's just get back and try to reload the page to run the test again. So HowTo schema is added, but it is missing a lot of steps. So we are going to start building this step by step. So let's just get back. The next thing that we need to add is its description and image. So let's just copy its description, and let's get back. Now let's add a new description property. So it's a description property, and we have just pasted its value and its description. And remember, we don't need to assign any schema type for the properties if they do not have any child, or we don't have to want to specify a schema item. Usually it happens that a user try to add the schema type like text. So we don't need to add any of the schema type for a simple property value. So description is added. The next item is its image. So let's just add the image. Okay, and for image its value is like this. And let's add the fourth value, that is our total time. So let's just add a total time. You remember I'm just pasting the label same here, but it does not need to have the same label. So let's just copy these values, and next estimated cost. You see now this is a tricky one. You see it's an estimated cost, but it also has some child. These are currency and values, and it also has its own type monetary amount. So let's just add this estimated cost and paste it over here. So its estimated cost has some childs, so and its own type is monetary amount. How I'm getting this monetary amount? Because this is the type we are getting in our target schema. So it also has child, and it has two child. One is currency, that's USD, and the second is amount, I guess, value. Okay, so let's just add its value, and it's 100 USD. Let's just add its value, and our estimated cost is complete. But let's just save it and simultaneously check if we are making the right progress. So let's check. So our total time, image, description, estimated cost is added, and we are making progress here. So that's cool. Let's see what we need to add next. So one is supply and then tools. I'll show you an error first, and then I'll show you how to resolve that. So let's just add supply, how to supply, and nails. Okay, we got it. Supply, it does not have an existing value. It's supply, and its own is how to supply, right? And it has a value. Let me just show you. It only has a name, that is nails. So a system and the plugin is smart, and it can use this nail and add it to its name as property simply. You don't have to assign its child. I'll show you the two errors, and then I'll show you how to resolve it. The second thing is to add a supply. Similarly, we are going to add wood. It's also a supply, and its own schema type is how to supply, right? So it looks cool. Let's just update it. Let's get back, and now if we try to reload, it will give us an error, and then I'll show you how you can resolve that error. So it is saying that supply has two names, so it's a duplicate field. Name is not allowed. What we can do, there are two ways to deal with this situation. First, I'll show you a difficult one, and then I'll show you an easy one. So the difficult one, or a little lengthy one, is that we need to has a child and just move it to name like this, Control X V. So we have done is that inside the supply, how to supply schema, we have already assigned a new child property, that is property ID with name, and we have provided its property value. Simply same thing we are going to do with the other supply. So it's just a name, and paste it over here. Looks cool. And if we update, let's get back, try to reload, and this error should be gone now. We see now supply is added the same way as to our target schema shows. Another thing, an easy one, is that we have the same situation with tool. You see, it only has name with its own schema. So now we are going to use an easy approach. Let's add tool, right? And inside the tool, its own schema item is HowTo tools, and we need to add two values here. So let's just add hammer, and then we hit enter, and then we add the screwdriver. If we just add these things and update it, let's get back and let's reload the page now, and you will notice that a tool has the same values. Like you see, it has jammed up these two items, but what we need to do is that we need to have these two items separately. So let's just get back inside the tools. We need to make use of this option, that is each line to a property, and just if we just update this value and get back and reload, now these tools are on its own separate line. So this is an easy step as compared to supply. So what is the next thing that we need to add? That is a step. It also has some childs, so it should be easy now for you to add. So let's just get back, try add the step. Sometimes if it doesn't show up, just close it out and re-click it on, and it will start showing up. Its on type is step, I guess HowTo step, and its step, and its value is its name, so it's a woodcut value. So if just paste it here like this, we don't need to specify its name property in the child. So we can just start with this text property that we saw. First you cut your piece of wood more like this, so it's a step text. Now we just need to identify what is it, and the second thing is its URL or image. Okay, it's image. URL is missing, but we can add that as well. So let's just stick with our example. Step image, and we need to add similar, another one. So it's just a step, and it's HowTo step, and its name is, okay, maybe this time I put it in the child. So instead of putting over here, I'm going to add it to its child. I'm going to just show you like different ways of assigning property values. So it's step name. Even if you don't have to specify the label, it's just optional. Another thing is text, and let's just specify its property. Third item, and there should be image. And let's just paste these values. Step 2 image, and let's just update. Let's get back, try to reload, and we have got all these stuff. Again, it's just showing a URL is missing. If we just add it like this inside the step, not on the main schema, so let's just remove it. In the step, let's just add a URL, and let's just give it a dummy URL maybe. Let's just copy this URL and paste it over here. Step URL, and let's just update. So one URL is there, and similarly you can add other URLs as well. So this is how you build a schema, or you transfer any schema given to our plugin. So let's just recap what we have done so far. So starting from the first step, we created a schema item Second step, in the settings page, we assigned it to a page. That was the second step. In the third step, we selected this schema, and on the final step, we tested this schema. If you see on the front end, if you reload, there is nothing at all that is showing on the front end, but its schema is added. I hope you enjoyed the video. In the next videos, we shall start and explore other options on this schema page and see how we can simplify this process and reuse the already built schema for other schemas as well. So stay tuned for the next videos as well. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time.